After months of grueling work in the unforgiving Yukon wilderness, Kevin Beets has officially confirmed what miners have long whispered. His claim is the richest in the region. The latest excavation revealed an astonishing vein of gold, nuggets, slabs, and flakes so dense that even veteran geologists are calling it unprecedented. This $100 million haul isn't luck. It's the payoff for years of precision planning, bold risk-taking, and expert knowledge of the land. Every scoop and pan tells the story of an operation running at peak efficiency, pushing the limits of mining technology and human endurance. Kevin's meticulous mapping, calculated excavation, and unyielding determination turned a challenging claim into a record-breaking strike. Industry insiders now recognize this as one of the most significant gold finds in modern Yukon history, cementing Kevin's legacy as a dominant force in the mining world. Like and subscribe to follow every moment of Kevin Beets's $100 million discovery and watch how he dominates the Yukon's richest claim. Kevin's latest expedition wasn't supposed to make headlines this fast, yet the moment he set foot in the untouched northern terrain, the ground beneath him hinted at something extraordinary. It started with a faint glimmer in the permafrost, a subtle shimmer caught in the reflection of his headlamp, almost like the earth itself was whispering its secrets. This wasn't just another patch of gold-laden rock. It was a vein that could eclipse any previous find in Yukon's long, storied mining history. Ground scanners immediately confirmed what Kevin suspected: unnaturally dense gold clusters concentrated in patterns that defied conventional geological expectations. The readings were off the charts, indicating pockets so rich that even minimal extraction could yield a fortune. Satellite imagery later revealed that the vein wasn't just a short anomaly. It stretched hundreds of meters beneath the frozen surface, hidden beneath layers of ancient permafrost that had kept it sealed for millennia. The team's initial tests were almost surreal: gold purity exceeding 95%, glittering bars that seemed to shine brighter than the Arctic sun itself. Word of the find leaked quickly, and local miners and treasure hunters began whispering about Beets' Hidden Gold Mountain, a place no map could officially mark, yet everyone wanted a piece of. As rumors spread, the stakes skyrocketed. News of the discovery ignited a full-blown gold rush, drawing prospectors, journalists, and treasure hunters to Kevin's claim. The once quiet expanse of Yukon suddenly buzzed with activity. Overnight camps sprung up around the perimeter, firelight flickering against the snow, while machinery groaned and lights danced eerily in the distance, fueling tales of phantom activity. Kevin wasn't about to let opportunists steal his breakthrough. Private patrols circled the claim, armed with everything from high-tech surveillance drones to old-school checkpoints, ensuring no one encroached on the territory. Inside the camp, the crew doubled shifts, working relentlessly to extract high-grade ore before neighboring claims could stake their own rights. Every minute, a race against both time and competition. Amid the chaos, whispers of an ancient map circulated, suggesting that long before Kevin's team arrived, civilizations may have known about the hidden lode, adding layers of mystery to an already monumental discovery. The breakthrough wouldn't have been possible without the crown jewel of Kevin's operation: the Aurora Titan, a prototype mega-excavator engineered to crush permafrost and dense bedrock with surgical precision. The machine was massive, yet strangely elegant, a mechanical leviathan capable of transforming raw rock into gold-laden slurry at record speeds. Drones hovered above the operation, capturing every moment in thermal imaging that revealed veins of gold so vast They looked like glimmering meteorites buried in the earth. But the discovery came with its own set of oddities. Crew members reported strange magnetic anomalies around the vein, causing GPS devices to malfunction and radios to buzz with static at the worst possible moments. Even the Aurora Titan seemed affected, requiring delicate recalibration to navigate the mineral-dense terrain. Despite the technological marvels at play, Kevin remained cagey about the rig's true capabilities, sharing its secrets with only a handful of trusted engineers, fully aware that in the Yukon, information was as valuable as gold itself. As rock transformed into streaks of molten metal and sluices overflowed with golden veins, the team realized they were witnessing something almost mythical. The vein wasn't just rich, it was alive in a way, responding to the excavation, revealing new pockets faster than anyone had anticipated. Every swing of the Aurora Titan unearthed gold veins that seemed to shimmer in defiance of physics, challenging assumptions about what the region could hold. Kevin's eyes rarely left the readouts, every peak and dip in the scanners translating into tens of thousands of dollars or more in potential revenue. The energy in the camp was electric, but tinged with tension. Outside eyes were everywhere, and every extraction brought the risk of discovery by rivals or opportunists desperate to claim a piece of the bounty. Even in these early stages, the team began noticing the anomalies, the strange hum beneath the frozen ground, subtle vibrations echoing through their boots and equipment as if the earth itself was responding to their presence. Some called it the gold hum, a phenomenon that only intensified as the vein was exposed. The Aurora Titan worked in tandem with the crew, carving tunnels deeper and wider, uncovering veins that sparkled like constellations embedded in stone. Each night, the lights from the machinery painted surreal, almost cinematic images across the snow, casting shadows that danced like guardians of a long-forgotten treasure. Kevin's leadership was relentless. No one left the claim unprotected. No stone left unturned. The fusion of cutting-edge technology and old-fashioned vigilance was paying off in ways the Yukon had never seen. The combination of discovery, relentless extraction, and the looming pressure of rivals created a momentum that couldn't be slowed. Even as the first golden bars were processed on site, the sheer scale of the find hinted that this was only the beginning. Every thermal scan, every sluice run, every lab test reinforced one undeniable truth. Kevin Beets wasn't just mining gold. He was redefining what was possible in one of the world's most unforgiving frontiers. Yet with every milestone, the Yukon reminded them that fortune comes at a cost. Geological sensors blinked warnings that none in the camp wanted to see. Unexpected quartz fractures snaked through the walls, threatening tunnel stability. Kevin didn't hesitate. He ordered immediate reinforcement, bringing in steel supports, reinforced beams, and custom bracing designed to hold under extreme pressure. The machinery groaned as it adjusted to the precarious terrain, each swing of the Aurora Titan measured against the ever-present risk of collapse. And then the Yukon struck with full fury. Blizzards of such intensity that visibility dropped to mere meters forced the crew to endure sub-zero winds, frost-coating faces and gloves, equipment icing over as if the cold itself were trying to halt their progress. Every shovel, every sluice, every machine had to battle the elements as much as the earth itself. Wear and tear on the equipment accelerated at a pace no one expected. The mineral density in the vein was unlike anything the team had encountered. Rock that could dull cutting edges in hours, conveyors that jammed under the weight of gold-saturated rubble, and sluice gates that buckled under the relentless flow. Custom-made parts were rushed in from Europe, flown to remote staging areas, and trucked under armed escort, each replacement more critical than the last. Rumors began circulating, whispered in the snow-chilled air, that rival crews were attempting covert sabotage, power lines cut in the dead of night, small attempts to breach perimeter fencing, even unexplained damage to storage sheds. Kevin responded with nightly strategy meetings, huddled around maps and monitors, plotting extraction paths, timing drills, and security patrols with surgical precision, making sure the operation moved fast enough to stay ahead of rivals, but careful enough to avoid catastrophic accidents. Weeks of grueling work finally paid off when the team hit a pocket that seemed almost too good to be true. Raw gold, worth over $10 million in a single shift. The vein glimmered under the headlamps, a mass of metal that almost radiated heat. As the ore was processed, the bars that emerged were unlike any previously seen, streaked with white gold in patterns that suggested a rare elemental mix that no local geologist had ever documented. Satellite scans picked up radiant heat signatures beneath the surface that confirmed what the team was already feeling. The vein ran deep, dense, and endlessly rich, as if the earth itself had decided to reward their persistence. Word of the find leaked carefully, strategically, to a select few insiders, investors, analysts, and Yukon mining forums, sending ripples of anticipation through the underground community. Yet, despite the temptation to flaunt the discovery, Kevin moved quickly to secure the yield, quietly transporting high-grade bars to off-site vaults and maintaining strict secrecy, knowing that the fewer eyes on the operation, the safer and more profitable the venture would remain. Even in the harshest winters, word of Kevin's success spread like wildfire. Competing Yukon crews began intensifying reconnaissance, sending drones above the frozen landscape and piloting small aircraft on risky flyovers to catch a glimpse of activity. Anonymous chatter on radio frequencies hinted at interference, missing tools, tampered GPS signals, and even attempts to intercept shipments. Kevin countered by hiring a cybersecurity team dedicated solely to monitoring digital leaks and intercepting any attempts to obtain claim maps, ensuring that the most sensitive information stayed strictly within the camp. Local miners, driven by desperation and gold fever, began staking claims nearby, often violating regulations in hopes of catching stray veins. Tension built with each passing day, the stakes rising as investors, insiders, and rival crews began to grasp the magnitude of Kevin's discovery. Every drill, every sluice run, every delivery of gold was executed with precision, speed, and a heightened awareness that the quiet wilderness could erupt at any moment with competition, sabotage, or fortune beyond imagination. The pressure of external eyes only sharpened Kevin's focus. Core samples pulled from the deepest tunnels revealed anomalies that sent chills through him and his geologists. Patterns in the rock suggesting the gold vein was part of an ancient, undiscovered lava tube system, hidden beneath millennia of permafrost and sediment. Trace elements indicated the deposit had formed under extreme heat, pressure, and mineral flux, a combination previously thought impossible for the region, almost as if nature itself had engineered the vein. Kevin didn't leave it to speculation. International geologists converged on the site, calling the strike once-in-a-century geology. As the crew navigated the tunnels, they discovered underground water pockets feeding mineral-rich sediments into the vein, creating subtle pressure shifts that had to be accounted for during excavation. Some team members even reported eerie vibrations and low-frequency sounds, a phenomenon quickly nicknamed the gold hum, seemingly emanating from the vein itself, a resonance attributed to the extreme density of the minerals and the unique underground configuration. The discovery of these geological mysteries only intensified the pace of extraction. Kevin's team shifted into 24-hour rotations, driven by the knowledge that the vein's richness could not wait. New sluice systems were installed, engineered to handle ore volumes faster than any traditional Yukon operation, each system calibrated to separate gold from sediment with surgical precision. Environmental sensors fed real-time data back to the command center, revealing extreme mineral buildup in runoff water, triggering rare chemical reactions that required careful monitoring to prevent damage to equipment. Heat maps generated from the subsurface scans highlighted hidden pockets of gold previously undetectable, forcing the crew to employ delicate micro-mining techniques to avoid destabilizing the tunnels while maximizing yield. The tension was palpable. Every day of delay could allow natural shifts or rival crews to snatch opportunities from right under Kevin's team. Even as exhaustion weighed on the crew, the aurora-lit nights outside mirrored the shimmer of gold inside, a constant reminder of the stakes and the fortune at hand. Amid the relentless extraction, Kevin began orchestrating off-the-books sales, moving portions of refined gold to private collectors and international buyers far from prying eyes. These discreet transactions bypassed traditional banking channels, keeping the claim's true potential shielded from competitors and regulators alike. Whisper networks in underground bullion markets reported the gold fetching record-breaking prices, fueling a mix of awe and envy across mining circles. The secrecy surrounding these operations only intensified speculation. Some insiders began claiming Kevin's find had the power to influence Yukon's economy single-handedly, a rumor that only added to the legend of his strike. Even more tantalizing were stories circulating about a clandestine consortium forming around his claim, a network of elite investors and shadowy partners ready to capitalize on the unprecedented wealth. Kevin's careful maneuvering drew both suspicion and admiration, suspicion from those wondering how he kept rivals at bay, and admiration from anyone daring enough to acknowledge that this level of strategic, high-stakes mining required a mind as meticulous as it was bold. Each shipment, each careful ledger entry, reinforced his reputation as a maverick, someone who didn't just mine gold, but controlled the narrative of wealth, scarcity, and secrecy with surgical precision. The vein itself seemed almost alive, responding to the crew's extraction with new surprises each day. As rock and sediment were processed, aurora-like streaks of gold shimmered in the sluices, streaks so vivid they seemed to pulse under the lights. Kevin's engineers noted unusual magnetic fluctuations around these new pockets, complicating drone flights and GPS readings, yet providing clues about the underground configuration of the vein system. Tunnels extended like a labyrinth, twisting around hidden pockets of water and mineral-rich strata, forcing the crew to innovate constantly, designing small-scale reroutes and micro-dig operations to maintain efficiency without risking collapse. Every meter revealed gold that seemed untouched, as if the vein were a living, breathing entity, guarding its secrets while rewarding meticulous labor. The synergy between man, machine, and the earth created a rhythm that was both hypnotic and dangerous, a pace that demanded vigilance and precision in equal measure. While extraction raged on, whispers of Kevin's secret dealings spread faster than the aurora borealis could cross the night sky. Underground contacts reported sightings of high-value shipments moving through unexpected channels, sparking rumors of covert alliances with overseas buyers. Even the most seasoned miners began comparing notes, trying to piece together how one operation could maintain such secrecy while achieving such a massive output. Each clandestine sale strengthened Kevin's leverage, allowing him to invest in further equipment upgrades, hire specialized engineers, and expand the operation without tipping off rivals. The blend of geological marvels, relentless extraction, and controlled secrecy turned Kevin's Yukon claim into a fortress of both wealth and knowledge, a place where every swing of the Aurora Titan and every sluice run carried the promise of monumental discovery. By the time crews paused to recalibrate equipment and review the day's haul, the true scale of Kevin's strike was becoming undeniable. Core samples, environmental readings, and processed bars all painted the picture of a vein that was not only extraordinarily rich, but structured in ways previously unimagined. Reports of the gold hum and magnetic anomalies added a layer of myth to the operation, making the claim a subject of fascination not just for miners and investors, but for anyone who had ever dreamed of striking it truly rich. The synergy of technology, geological insight, and tactical secrecy meant Kevin wasn't just mining, he was orchestrating an unprecedented experiment in controlled wealth extraction. And every hour brought new insights, new yields, and new challenges. As shipments left for secure vaults and heat maps revealed yet more hidden pockets, it became clear that the operation was entering a phase where the line between science and legend blurred. Every micro-mining adjustment, every sensor reading, every discrete transaction reinforced the notion that this was not just Yukon's richest claim. It was possibly one of the most sophisticated, high-stakes, and enigmatic gold operations in North America. Kevin's team pushed harder, worked smarter, and mined deeper, knowing that the gold wasn't waiting, and neither were the eyes watching from every corner of the North. It was this relentless attention to detail that uncovered something even more astonishing than the original vein. Multiple sub-veins branching beyond the initial claim, glimmering like hidden arteries, feeding an even larger reservoir of wealth beneath the Yukon soil. Kevin's crew immediately pivoted into exploratory mode, digging precision tunnels through permafrost and rock, exposing veins of gold intertwined with rare platinum streaks, their metallic luster catching floodlights in flashes that seemed almost unreal. Fossilized trees, embedded within the mineral layers, told a story older than any written record, suggesting these riches had remained untouched for millennia. Satellite scans corroborated the findings, revealing topography anomalies and ancient glacial deposits that had long concealed these treasures. As the scope of the discovery became clear, Kevin quietly began strategizing expansion, mapping long-term extraction plans designed to maximize output while preserving both the integrity of the claim and the secrecy that had safeguarded it until now. With the news inevitably seeping beyond the confines of the camp, journalists arrived in droves, their lenses and microphones aimed at Yukon's newest gold miracle. Kevin, however, enforced strict control, allowing access only to carefully managed corridors, ensuring that the story released to the world enhanced the legend without exposing operational vulnerabilities. Teaser images of gold bars, captured from oblique angles and shared selectively online, ignited worldwide attention, drawing the eyes of investors, mining enthusiasts, and media outlets alike. Crew members participated in a series of cryptic interviews, dropping hints and teasing discoveries without giving away specifics, fueling the mythos of Kevin's secretive, almost mythical operation. Social media erupted. Hashtags like Yukon Gold King and Beets Strike 100 million trending across platforms, creating a digital frenzy that mirrored the real-world excitement swirling around the claim. Kevin, ever the strategist, remained largely unseen, letting the discovery speak for itself, a masterful exercise in controlling perception while allowing the awe-inspiring reality of the vein to dominate the narrative. Independent assay results finally arrived, confirming what the team already suspected: over $100 million in recoverable gold, cementing Kevin Beets's claim as the richest in Yukon history. The find shattered historical records, standing as one of the most significant North American gold strikes in decades, a combination of geological rarity and extraordinary luck. Kevin quietly expanded operations, authorizing the construction of multiple extraction tunnels that allowed simultaneous mining at several points along the sprawling vein, increasing efficiency while maintaining the secrecy that had kept rivals at bay. Rumors began to circulate of additional undiscovered veins extending beyond the original site, whispered in mining circles and investment forums, suggesting that the potential for wealth was far greater than even Kevin had initially calculated. Investors, rival crews, and media alike now recognized the scale and magnitude of the operation, each acknowledging that Kevin's strike wasn't just a local or regional event, it was a landmark moment in modern mining, a demonstration of skill, strategy, and relentless pursuit of discovery. The exploration tunnels carved into the sub-veins revealed veins richer and more complex than the initial strike, platinum streaks coursing through gold seams with a brilliance that was almost blinding under artificial lighting. Each new pocket brought both excitement and logistical challenges. The crew had to adapt constantly, balancing speed with precision to extract maximum yield without triggering collapses or disrupting natural formations that could jeopardize the claim. Fossilized remnants, including ancient tree trunks and mineralized roots, provided both historical context and operational headaches, as crews had to carefully navigate around these formations to preserve the vein's integrity. Meanwhile, satellite-derived topography maps were updated daily, highlighting anomalies that suggested the veins were part of a far more intricate system, likely deposited and preserved by glacial movements tens of thousands of years ago. Kevin's strategic vision became apparent. The discovery wasn't a single payoff, but a multi-phase operation capable of yielding wealth for years, possibly decades, if managed with the same meticulous attention that had guided the first months of excavation. With every bar melted, catalogued, and stored, the narrative of Kevin Beets's Yukon strike became not only a tale of wealth, but of ingenuity, discipline, and strategic mastery. Independent verification of recoverable reserves, coupled with the visible scale of ongoing operations, confirmed that this was more than a strike. It was a watershed moment in North American mining history. Rumors of hidden veins, satellite-verified anomalies, and long-term expansion plans suggested that the $100 million figure might only be the beginning, a tantalizing hint of even greater riches lying in wait beneath the frozen Yukon terrain. Kevin's claim, once a hidden secret, now stood as a benchmark for ambition, foresight, and the relentless pursuit of the extraordinary.